Okay, these problems are over finding the distance between 2 points on a number line. Okay, I want to show you how this works. First of all, distance between two numbers on a number line. If you had the number line, you could graph the 2 points and count the spaces between them. Okay, nothing at all wrong with that. But there is a shortcut to these. Okay, there is a shortcut. Okay, but the first problem that you're going to have is find the distance between -2 and 10 on a number line. Okay, using absolute value, and that's what we're going to get to, the shortcut. But first, let's look at this problem. Okay, let's look at a number line, and let's think about the distance between -2 and 10. Okay, well, if I want to find the distance, I'm just going to count spaces between them. Okay, so far I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so my distance is 12. Okay, and you can find the distance anytime. If you had a number line, you could graph the 2 points and find the distance by counting. Okay, but there's a trick. There's a shortcut. If I took this 10 and this -2 and I subtracted them, let's just see what happens. If I take 10 minus -2 and subtracted them, well, I do have to remember that minus a negative is the same as plus a positive. Okay, I'm going to get 10 minus -2, or 10 plus 2, is 12. Okay, so I could subtract the 10 and the -2, and I get the distance of 12. What if I took the -2 first and subtracted the 10? Well, if I took -2 subtract 10, that's going to be -12. Okay, that's not the answer at 12, but it's almost there. Okay, because if I took the absolute value of that, I would have the answer of 12. Okay, the point is, the shortcut for finding the distance between 2 points on a number line without just counting the spaces is if you take one number minus the other and take the absolute value of the answer, because you could end up with the right answer or you could end up with the wrong answer because it's negative. Okay, if you subtract the two numbers and you take its absolute value, you'll get the answer to the distance between the 2 points. Okay, that's why I have here the distance. You could find the distance between 2 points by subtracting the two values, okay, in either order, and then making sure you take its absolute value. Okay, so here's a little formula. The distance between 2 points on a number line A and B, you could find it by taking the absolute value of A minus B, or you could find the absolute value of B minus A. Okay, it doesn't matter the order that you subtract, as long as you know you need to take the absolute value at the end. Okay, so let's look at the first problem here with your shortcut. We know the answer is 12. Okay, if I want to find the distance between -2 and 10, I could take -2 minus 10 and absolute value it. Okay, -2 minus 10 is -12. So that's the absolute value of -12, which is 12. Okay, I could have also taken the two numbers and flipped them around. I could find the absolute value of 10 minus -2 instead. Okay, just make sure you know that you got to make that plus a positive. Okay, the absolute value of 10 minus -2, or the absolute value of 10 plus 2, is the absolute value of 12, which also equals 12. Okay, try the next two problems. Okay, to find the distance between these two sets of numbers, okay, just either take either number minus the other in any order and absolute value the answer. did you get? Okay, why don't you pause and try them, unpause, and see if you get them right. Okay, the next one, the absolute value, well, the distance between -8 and -1. You could have done this one of two ways. You don't have to do it both ways. You could take -8 minus -1, absolute value, or you could take the absolute value of -1 minus -8. Okay, in both of those problems, you have two negatives in a row. Make that plus a positive. Okay, the absolute value of -8 plus 1 is the absolute value of -7. Okay, that equals 7. Okay, the absolute value of -1 plus 8 would be the absolute value of +7. Okay, which is also 7. Okay, so there's the two ways you could find the distance with this little trick. Okay, the last problem, the distance between -10 and 30. Okay, you could find the absolute value of -10 minus 30, or the absolute value of 30 minus -10. Okay, the absolute value of -10 minus 30. Okay, -10 minus 30 is -40. So it's the absolute value of -40, which is 40. Okay, the absolute value of 30 minus -10, I better change that to plus a positive. Okay, so 30 minus -10 is 30 plus +10, so we get the absolute value of 40. Okay, and the absolute value of 40 is also 40. Okay, guys, do the best you can on the Khan Academy, but the shortcut that they're going to have you kind of work with to find the distance between two numbers on a number line, subtract the two numbers in either order, and take the absolute value of that answer. Okay, let me know if you have trouble with it.